Why are breach of contract judgments hard to collect? Imagine winning a court case and getting a judgment in your favor, but then struggling to actually get paid. That's a common situation with breach of contract cases. Even if the court says the other party owes you money, collecting that money can be a whole different challenge. One big reason is whether the defendant has enough money or assets to pay. Many times, the person or business who broke the contract might not have enough cash or property to cover what they owe. Sometimes they might have assets but refuse to pay voluntarily, forcing the judgment holder to take extra legal steps. Enforcing a judgment often means going beyond just winning the case. You might need to garnish wages, which means taking part of the defendant's paycheck, or place a lien on their property. You could even seize bank accounts or other assets. But how well these steps work depends on the defendant's financial situation and local laws. Some people might be considered judgment-proof, meaning they have no accessible assets or income to collect from. Another issue is the cost involved. Hiring lawyers or collection agencies to enforce the judgment costs money. These fees can eat into the amount you recover. Sometimes it's not worth the effort or expense, so people might give up or delay trying to collect. Legal disputes can also pop up even after winning the case. The defendant might challenge the amount owed or argue that the contract was not valid or was breached differently. These disputes can lead to more court hearings, which take time and money. Before filing a lawsuit for breach of contract, businesses often check if they can actually collect if they win. They do what's called a collectibility analysis to see if the defendant has enough assets or income. If not, pursuing legal action might not be worth it. In the end, collecting on a breach of contract judgment is tough because the defendant might not have the funds, refuse to pay, or fight the collection process. Plus, enforcement costs and legal disputes can slow things down or reduce what you get. That's why it's important to think about how likely it is to recover money when deciding to go to court over a breach.